Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at this guy right here. Simple box. Looking at the specs right here. 15 millimeter driver. It's a composite diaphragm. Impedance is 32 ohms. Sensitivity 116 decibels. Mic, if you have the mic option, which I don't, minus 42. Frequency 20 to 20 kilohertz. Plug type 3.5 millimeter L-shaped plug. And you get a 1.2 meter oxygen-free copper wire. Less than 1% noise. And there's really nothing else on the box. So inside the box, you get a bunch of foam tips, and you get this very nice pouch. Actually, it's kind of like almost like a denim, a canvas pouch with the little red tag. You get a whole bunch of packs of the air tips and these ring kind, which I absolutely could not put on, so I didn't. Besides, I like the other kind anyway. This kind right here. Very nice pouch, actually. Now, this pouch looks and feels good, and this product was 24 bucks, $24.99, 25 bucks, and you get this nice, really rugged pouch. Belon, I can forgive their pouch, their little potato sack pouch, because they're a budget item as well. But I mean, when you're spending close to $70, $80, and you get this similar pouch that you would get, I mean, I would have liked to see in the case tin. You guys used to be notoriously good for your cases, your nice pleather cases. The pouch was kind of a disappointment, but that was the only disappointment with those. So nice pouch with this. Let's get a look at the build. You see that big 15 millimeter driver right there. And it is, of course, like the name, it's like a bell. I got a little bell up there, but I'm not going to zoom in on it, but it's probably about the same size. Hold on, actually. Okay, there's my little bell. And here's this little bell. So you can basically see how small that bell is. So the brass bell in Chinese is a instrument that's been used for a long time, and I don't exactly remember what the advertisement said about this, but I do know that bells can also be a symbol of good luck and protection. So that's just a nice little backstory. Let's look at the L-shaped connector, which is actually aluminum. And I thought it said HC sound on it, but it doesn't. But it's still a nice, good quality plug. It's got plenty of protection. This cable is really nice, rubberized. There you see the splitter and the separator. Nice Velcro there as well. So decent quality, decent build quality. They fit in my ear just fine with the sponge. Without the sponge, probably not. I like the sponge. I'm not a fan of the rings that it came with, but I am a fan of the silicones that go around it. Unfortunately, I didn't have any that actually fit this. So comfort-wise, that's all going to be dependent on you, because it's very hard with buds. Now, I consider these buds things like this. They're all earphones. These are IMs. You can call these earphones. You can call these earphones. But to me, when I think of buds, I think of the flat style these. And when I think of in-ear monitors, I think of these. That's about it that I can say about that. Now, we'll get into some of the important things. I don't want to get too... this video will be a short video, because it's very simple to describe these. These sound really, really good for earbuds. That's the caveat there. Now, it's also going to depend on how you can fit these in your ears. If you can't get these in your ears, you're not going to hear the bass. These have some very decent bass. Now, it is a rapid bass. The sub bass doesn't get overly deep. The mid bass is more punchy there and more prominent. But it does have some good bass. There's some good quality bass there. And for buds, that's, you know, what was it, the BGVPs? They looked awesome. They had the removable cable. They looked great. They had basically everything I wanted in a bud. But they were mid focused and they lacked a lot of bass and they lacked just a lot of everything other than the mids. Um, and they were a little bit bright. You get something like this, and this is more enjoyable. It's more V shape. It's more U shape, actually. Let's say it's probably about U shape. Um, and it does have some decent mid clarity to it. There's just excellent timbre there. Um, really, it really sounds good. It sounds musical. It's fun sounding. And I don't get that a lot in buds. So these are fun sounding. And if you can get a decent seal, you'll find that it does have some decent bass. There is sub bass. It doesn't lack on the sub bass, but the sub bass is a little bit on the light, and it is also extremely fast in its decay. Mid bass a little bit more. Treble is polite. There's definitely some good, imaging and layering and instrument separation there. But bass wise, it's not the most bassiest. Treble wise, definitely very polite treble. It goes off fast. There's a very fast uh, roll off for the treble extension. It's not lacking in either way. It's just lighter in those ways. You'll still hear the cymbals. You'll still hear all the things. It's got some very good clarity to it. And like I said, the build quality is good. Comfort is going to depend on people's ears. For the most part, it fit my ears very well. And I can't say that about all kinds of buds. There's a lot of buds, they pop out. They just they just don't agree with me, so I don't do buds very much. But every now and then something like this comes around, and I'm going to try it. I'm not the biggest bud person in the world. I think I only own like 5 or 6 pairs of them. Including the ones that came with this, which were excellent in their day. The creative, I actually still have the creative buds. They still work fine, but they're a little bit on the like skull candy signature sound, little muddy, more bassy, more, you know, not a lot of clarity there. There's some very good clarity here. There's definitely overall, people will like its musical tonality, especially for the price. I find it comfortable. It obviously is built pretty rugged with this rubberized cable and the metal build. So that's basically all I'm going to say about it. I mean, I don't really have anything that I can compare it to other than say the One Mores, but those are no longer made, so it's kind of a moot kind of thing to compare it to those. So inside the box, like I said, you get the Bell Rhyme earbuds. You get the 2 pairs of donut foam covers, which I had a hard time putting those on. 2 pairs of foam covers, the denim carrying pouch, and that's basically it for 24 bucks. But it is more than what you get with some others. Sometimes you get a 1 pair of foams if you're lucky. Trying to see my notes, so just a little bit more elaborate notes on that. So I wrote that the mid bass is good, it's balanced. Sub bass is a bit more toward the neutral side. Uh, Definitely, there is a little rumble there, but it's very, very fast, and definitely not for a bass head. Totally. Although the bass is good, it is not for the bass head. It's more of a quality bass than a quantity bass. Mid range is decent. I think that the upper mid range is a bit more brighter, and it does give like a really good kind of energy to female vocals. Male vocals a little bit more subdued. Uh, that said, The mids were very good. They had very good clarity. There was very good timbre there. Thinking about treble. Uh, Treble seems to be, it rolls off early. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a good amount of sparkle to it. It just doesn't stick around long enough. So if you're a treble head or you're a bass head, you're definitely not going to be impressed. But if you're looking for something that's just fun to listen to, it's non-fatiguing, and has a really good performance to price ratio, this would definitely be the one that you would be thinking about if you want to start getting into buds. Um, Nothing beats a pair of in-ear monitors for that comfort seal and everything else. So we're not going to get into isolation, because on earbuds it's not really a thing that I would even consider. Because a lot of earbuds, they just sound really open for some reason. Maybe it's because of the way that it fits in the ear or whatever. There's no opening on the back, although I have seen some ear things with grills on the back of them. So soundstage. Um, Soundstage was decent, better than average. And honestly, if you like something that's fun sounding, that isn't V-shaped, it's more U-shaped, to be quite honest. It definitely sounds natural. It's fun. It's musical to a point. It's not overly musical because the bass and the highs are a little bit subdued. We'll just call it that. But it still has a decent amount of bass. Tracks with the bass will come across. You'll hear the bass. You'll hear the sub bass. You'll hear the mid bass more. It's more prominent. Vocals are decent on this. They're definitely clear. They got some good, energy to them. And there's definitely some good layering. There's good imaging and soundstage on these as well. And I don't know about the microphone because I didn't get it. But that's basically all I'm going to say about this. I mean, it's $24.99. I wasn't expecting much, but I got more than what I was expecting. Are these the best earbuds out to this date? No, that not even close. As a matter of fact, the One More's just much more bass, much more V shape overall. But those are like, number one, those are discontinued, and those were like 100 something bucks when they came out. So we're not even going to compare it to those. Let me know what you think. Do you like buds? What's your favorite pair of buds? If you have some, maybe I'll try them out. I have tried the monks. I have tried the other company, the Rosemary's. I have these. I have the BGVPs. I have the One Mores. And I have a couple of other ones. I can't think of what the other ones are. But I don't use them that much. And I should start getting into them a little bit more. For certain situations, they actually work pretty well. Thanks so much for watching this. This has been the Bell Rhyme from HD Sound. And overall, it's been very decent for the price. Yes. Thank you so much. Please be safe.